And welcome to the season premiere of the Comedy Cellar Nightly Show. I like to call it season premiere at this time of the year. And boy, am I excited for our new format. And look, we got beds, musical beds, make everything more exciting as we are virtual today. And it is so nice to be here. This is the Comedy Cellar Nightly Show. I hope everybody had a good holiday, which was yesterday only. And remember, we do this show so you can come down to the Comedy Cellar if you happen to be in the downtown New York City area. Hello, Ange from Arizona. And hello a week late. Nice to see everybody. Anonymous, how are you? So great to be back. You know, sometimes a week off is all it takes to refresh the batteries and just kind of pick it up again. Hello, Marcy. Hello, Cammie. Oh, my God, your picture today, Cammie, is the best. I don't mind telling you. I think I talk about like 3 times in 2 weeks, and that is just not good for anybody. And it's always just like, the problem is it's open late. And now they just built one by my house. So every time I'm like, well, I should get something to eat because I haven't eaten all day. And well, that's open till 1. So yipes. But what I've done, Cammie, I don't mind telling you, is I've taken out the meat and I replaced it with beans. And that at least doesn't give me acid reflux because I don't know what that meat is. And I don't know whether you guys know, and I don't know whether it's Taco Bell, but I know Jack in the Box uses yoga mats for their beef. I'm not kidding. It's the same whatever that is that goes into making a yoga mat in Jack in the Box. And I'm not sure about Taco Bell, but all I know is whenever I have that beef, I really don't like it. So I switched to beans. So now I eat vegetarian. look at me. Anyway, I have a friend who, you know, it's football season. I can't even stand it. And I got a friend who's been running. He has a site that he's been using for years. And we only became friendly because he was running this site. And I've been using it for like, you know, right after faxes went away, you know, and the internet started. This guy started a football pool site. He's very nice. And he is, we've been, you know, we've never met. We've been talking for like 20, 25 years. And he's coming to town. We're finally going to meet after all these years. And he's just like, hey, do you know of any comedy places I could go? And I'm like, yeah, Comedy Cellar. And because I used to tell him he lives in Denver, and I used to say, he's like, who should I see? And then I would look at the list. I'm like, oh, go see Tom Papa. He's great. And then I would try and hook him up with some tickets. I know he saw Rachel Feinstein when she was out there, and they took a picture, and I never saw it. So I still don't even know what he looks like. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm pretty excited. So the point of this being that if you're at the Comedy Cellar tonight, not only could you see Dan Natterman, who I will say I worked with him this past Saturday, Mike, at that place in Jersey, and he killed it. I mean, he killed it. He was such a pro. You know how some of the comics there are okay, and he just killed it. And I was just like, this guy needs. I called Noam, and I'm like, we got to get this guy special because he's kind of forgotten. And he had 15 minutes of new material, and it was really good. And anyway, you can see him tonight if you're at the Cellar. You can also see Alex Engelman, who is a friend of mine, and I've been a horrible friend there. Hi, Aunt Judy, in the sense that he's got a show on Broadway, and I haven't seen it yet. And he's asked me to see it multiple times, and I just haven't gone. And that's rude. But he is at the Cellar tonight. He's got a one-man show on Broadway, not off Broadway, on Broadway. And I feel like a dick for not seeing it, but he's performing at the Comedy Cellar tonight, so you can see him for, when I say half the price, I mean like quadruple half the price of what you would see him on Broadway. Also, if you were in Las Vegas at our Comedy Cellar Club in Las Vegas, you'd be able to see our friend Caitlin Palufo perform there. She's terrific. So Anonymous saw Alex Edelman's Broadway show. It was really good. Yeah, exactly. So if it's still going on, I might see it Friday. That, of course, is assuming he does it on Friday nights because it's all about being Jewish. So who knows? Anyway, so great to see everybody. I am hoping that you guys, well, I know Angie, quadruple half. I don't know what to say. It's so nice to see everybody again. I can't believe I'm on vacation. I'm so excited. I made a couple of new videos we're going to play and stuff, kind of pick up the show a little bit, make it a little more exciting, especially when we're virtual. You know, I got my background, which is a little better than the white walls and the boxes and the clueless background and everything. And I'm just really excited to be here. And it's a fascinating what 1 week off can do and get you excited about, which is why every year it's important to take off at some point. I just always choose, like the rest of the world, in between just before Labor Day and just before New Year's. Seems like a fair deal. When I do my podcast or this show, we're pretty much, besides anomalies of Yom Kippur or if July 4th comes on a Tuesdays, pretty much give you 50 shows a year. So that's not shabby. Am I right, Mike?
Nope.
So we're going to bring on Nick in about 10 minutes to make some of the football picks. We're not doing all the games this year because I think that was a bit much for everybody, including myself. So we will be doing 5. Still a little fishy.
You know the joke, right?
No.
So not last time, the time before Elon guest hosted, we came up with a movie idea that was like Weekend at Bernie's, but with the Billy Bass.
Weekend at Bernie's and what? Billy Bass?
Like the spirit of his dead friend takes over a Billy Bass.
What's a
Those
Billy
stinging wallfish?
You've lost me in every way possible.
We went over this before. It's one of those like plastic fish that sings a song. It's like it looks like a mounted trout.
Oh yeah, okay, gotcha. I said I know there's a name.
It was a movie based all about that. And then this time, it was a horror movie done like Memento, but it's Mrs. Doubtfire, but it's not her husband in the suit. It's a stranger.
Well, anyway, seemed like everybody kind of enjoyed it. No, Marcia, I'm not growing a mustache. I just haven't shaved. I was going to shave tomorrow. I was going to shave this morning for the show and everything. And I'm like, and I woke up at 5:30 in the morning. I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow when I can wake up at 10 and, do all my grooming tomorrow. Right. Aunt Judy is in my football pool. Mike's in the football pool. Marcy is now in the football pool. And it's fantastic. It all starts on Thursday. Oh, my God. So, yeah, we're just going to do 5 big picks this year, and we're going to bring Nick on in a couple of minutes. Nick is in Minnesota, Mike, and he's zooming in from there, which is very nice.
Oh, cool.
So before he gets here.
Is an hour different then?
Is it? Well, you would think he would.
We'll figure it out. We'll find out in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out in 5 minutes, right? I thought about that, and then I'm like, well, he didn't mention it. So, and the other part is I don't know where Minnesota is. I have no idea if he's in Minneapolis. I don't know where that is located. I am bad at geography. Why don't we look at the news clips before we move on, Mike? If you don't mind going to the first one we have today. I hope you guys heard
slides, or this is something different.
This is the news stuff. The slide, the number 1. It says.
Okay, so not the one that needs music.
Right. No, exactly.
Okay, sorry.
No. Sorry. Yeah, this is just the regular news clips. I hope all you guys saw maybe the funniest story ever in years, the flooding of Burning Man, which is just the greatest. You feel sorry for no one. Hi, Catalina. There's nothing funnier than going to a thing called Burning Man and getting rained out and flooded so much that they don't even let you leave. As you know, Burning Man for me would be a goddamn nightmare, whether I was 20 or 200. That's not for me. I would never have gone to Woodstock, even if I was the right age for it. None of that stuff is for me. And them walking through the mud, this looks like a nightmare. People were only asked, they had to stay. People weren't letting them leave. And I think they let them go today, finally, which is so weird. What a disaster. And just nothing could be funnier. Well, actually, one person I think died. But again, that would be funny for me to die at Burning Man. Like I finally decide to go and it's like, oh, you heard Juskow died at Burning Man. I mean, people would mock me, my spirit. I would deserve it too.
Like a food poisoning or something.
Right. You hear Juskow died of Burning Man. What? You're joking. No, I'm not. Come on. I mean, nobody would buy it. It'd be like an Andy Kaufman bit. Let's go to the next one. You probably know the U.S. What?
Bee sting.
This is the U.S. Open, which has been going on this week, right up the street here, and this guy that they're going to got thrown out yesterday because he was screaming at a German player something about they don't say what it is. They call it Hitler's most famous phrase, whatever that is. And he was just screaming it out. And the German guy called the judges and said, "This is making me uncomfortable. I'm confused by this." I mean, obviously the guy's a dick for screaming anything out at a tennis match. You're a dope. Obviously, it's usually polite people. They know how to keep their mouths shut. But I don't know. Am I that angry screaming at a German guy? Not really. You know,
Hitler's most famous phrase, I think, was, "No, I don't think it's loaded."
Oh, well done. So, yeah, I don't know what he was screaming out, but you know, when you're screaming at a German, who cares? Meanwhile, look at the next picture, Mike. I think this is the guy. I mean, he's fucking gorgeous. It's like he almost, you know, when you see guys like that, and then you take a look at me or whatever, and then you're like, well, maybe Hitler had it. We are not attractive people. This is I mean, this guy's so goddamn gorgeous. Fuck you anyway. Can't take your own jerk. I mean, I do feel. Do I feel bad for the great grandkids of the Nazis? I don't. I know they want to change their status. They're embarrassed, but unfortunately, it lasts a long time. So think about that when you're waging war. Thank you, Anonymous, on people that your grandkids are going to have to pay for it sooner or later, which nobody ever thinks of course. I mean, they don't even think as far as putting something on Instagram that's going to come back and haunt them sooner or later and too soon. Nice little Jeff Ross action.
Our guest is here.
Oh, okay. Just tell him. Well, you can bring him in if you want while we're doing this. Hi, Nick.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We're just going through these news things, and then we can talk a little bit, okay? And then we'll make the picks. Cool.
Thank you for inviting me.
Did you hear about this guy at the U.S. Open that's screaming out like he's yelling at the German?
Yeah, I know. Did they identify him?
Not. I mean, they have. If you go back, Mike, they have. This is the guy, but nobody knows who it is yet. I mean, if he turns out to be like an Orthodox Jew, I'm not gonna not find that funny. Turning the tables, yo. What's up? But if he's just a douchebag,
hi everybody.
Yeah, Marcy says hi, and everybody loves Nick, and that's why we love having him on as almost a regular on the show. Yeah, Mike. So you can move on. U.S. Open is great this time of the year. It's super fun. Go to the next picture. I think Aaron Judge had a day off. That guy. Remember, Mike? We were talking about the Flash. But we both saw the Flash recently, and he has to load up on carbs before it's like he's like the Flash. No, I got to eat everything they have because I use up so much energy. That's his wife.
I know.
No, she wasn't going to be hot. What?
He just is so big. It looks like she could. Yeah, I don't know.
It's like funny when you see him, and you don't think of him as ever being big. We know he's really big. He's what is he, 6'7"?
Yeah, I think he's 6'6".
Yeah, so he's big. And remember, like even when we were growing up, they didn't make baseball players like this, and your dad's Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, they were all tiny fat guys, and this guy's jacked, and it's so insane. Meanwhile, look at this guy having the time of his life. Go to the next picture. Look who he's sitting behind. Well, it's Tina Fey, everybody.
Tina Fey.
This guy living the life as he should. Oh, Anonymous says 6'7", 280 pounds. A week late, I just saw it last night. It wasn't awful, but it wasn't awesome. A week late says, tell Nick I went to Side Splitters on Sunday for open mic, but too many people for me to get on stage and try jokes.
Oh, wow.
Where's Side Splitters?
Tampa.
Right, Tampa. So, yeah, well, let's just finish this for a second and then we'll move on. Mike, go to the next one. Have you heard about this lady?
Yeah,
This is,
she's a cartoon.
yeah, isn't it awful? This is this woman, Kyla Lemieux. She's a school teacher, you know, in Toronto, Canada. She has Z cup breasts, and people are complaining. Can you blame them? I don't feel like a stickler for not wanting my child to be taught by this maniac who says the breasts are real. We know they're not. Meanwhile, go to the next picture, Mike. Yeah, that's one of the students took a picture of that person talking. I mean, the teacher teaching, which I think might be Sheba Mason, but I'm not sure. Thank you very much.
Whoa.
But I went there. But I mean, this is not right. And if you go to the next picture, Mike, this is what the guy normally looks like. So
Come on.
why is this necessary to do to the children? This is a totally another thing where you have to you know, respect and take, you know, what are you doing for children? This is necessary. I don't have any kids, and I still don't want you teaching that way. Nobody has a Z cup. You know, and this he took him off. So yeah, Tim Dillon.
Oh, yeah, she shouldn't even be able to teach it like air conditioning repair. It's just ridiculous.
Scruffy Bones, next show, breasts A to Z. Right. And then, so yeah, what's is there another slide, Mike, or is that it?
I think that's it.
One more. That was it?
Yep.
Oh,
Give us
yeah,
that. So
No, stop it. So Nick was kind enough to join us from Minnesota today. Why are you there on a Monday?
My niece and my sister live here, and my niece is about 8.5 months pregnant, and I wasn't going to be able to see her, right when she had the baby. So I came down a little early to help out, just to
That's nice.
run errands and be nice. And
oh, that's great. I didn't realize. I thought you were on a weekend gig, and I'm like, when does a weekend gig go to Monday or Tuesday? And then I realized that yesterday was Labor Day, so I'm like, I guess you could have still been there, but like, why wouldn't you come right back?
yeah, I would do the same for you. I just fly in places and help people run errands, and then I leave.
That is nice. Where are you performing this weekend?
I'll be at the Cellar in New York City.
Good. I like that.
Yeah.
I want you to, and so now this Monday thing opening for Colin is going to be a little regular, yes?
I think so. I did it last year, and I missed this week because I was out here, but I'm hoping they'll just keep me as the regular guy.
Well, I saw you're there next Monday, so
yeah, I'm there next Monday, and I love doing it. I love watching Colin develop these one-man shows that he does, and then I get to do 10 minutes up front, and it's an easy night for me and fun.
Yeah, then Mondays or Tuesdays?
It's Mondays. They were doing it on Tuesdays, I think, because somebody else was using the room, but now it's Mondays.
Okay, that's what I was going to say, because it was really cool when you came by the Cellar last week and then you had to go perform. I mean, that's what this show should be all about all the time. That's what Noam and Dan's show was supposed to be about, live from the table, people stopping in between sets, and nobody has a show like that anymore. And that's what it should be. So it's kind of great that, you came in as a professional comedian, you sat with us for a little bit, and then you went to perform. It's exciting.
Yeah. Well, everything with me is exciting.
Well, that's for sure. All right, Mike. Let's do it. I put a little, I'm trying to make the show much more entertaining for everybody. So for the first time this year, we're going to make the football picks. Well, there it is. That's the, is that silly or is it awesome? Let's just say it's awesome. So we've changed it to the top 5, Nick. We'll compile ours over the weeks, but for the show, we'll just pick top 5 I'm going to share my
Sure.
screen, Mikey. And for the first time this year, I am sharing, Mike, the pick screen.
Woo!
Yeah. I thought you were going to play some of the music. That's why I.
Sorry.
That's all right. We'll get it right. But we want to make it exciting because making picks is it's a little boring, I guess. So we're just picking 5, and we're starting. You can see put some of the very important quarterbacks in. And why don't we start with this Thursday night, the Super Bowl Nick Griffin's Super Bowl champs and his team, the Kansas City Chiefs, for some reason playing the Detroit Lions, who I guess Las Vegas is saying and the NFL is saying, no, we're going to be good this year because this is a very strange opening day matchup. But I will tell you that I do not bet against the Super Bowl champs the first day of the season. So I will take the Kansas City Chiefs minus almost a touchdown to win on Thursday night. Mike Suarez, what about you?
Chiefs.
Yes. Nick, can I just put you down for the Chiefs?
Yes, I think the Lions are getting overhyped. I don't believe.
Would you say that they could possibly keep it close?
Oh, I think they'll be fine for 3 quarters, but I think the Chiefs will win solid, maybe 10 points.
That makes sense. And Mike, what is I can't see what is the everybody seems like they're saying the Chiefs.
Yeah, that is correct.
All right. And next, we always pick this one for Marcy. I have a little picture of Jim. Is it Jim Burrows? Jim Burrows, right? Why am I thinking it's
No, Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow, right? Because Jim Burrow doesn't he direct Taxi?
Yeah, and he
Cheers, right? I got that right. That's why Joe Burrow. This is the Cincinnati Bengals against their crosstown rival, the Cleveland Browns. They are minus 2.5, so they're only expected to win by field goal. There is some negotiations going on between Joe Burrow and T. Higgins. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they're all playing. So I am personally absolutely taking the Bengals, having no problem that they're going to win by 3 on Sunday. Mike?
Bengals.
And Nick, what do you think?
I'm different. I'm going to take the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I mean there's no that's the one that Deshaun Watson plays for, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was bad last year, but maybe he's back. Remember, he had like a whole bunch off and stuff. So I guess we'll see. Should be an exciting game. That's why it made the top 5. A week late says Bengals, I guess. Mike, what does everybody else say? I saw some Browns in there too.
They're Bengals overall.
Okay. And I thought this was an entertaining matchup. The Miami Dolphins against the Los Angeles Chargers in the 4:00 window. I've been back and forth on this game. It's only minus 3. Miami is very good. That if Tua Tagovailoa, if he doesn't get hurt, I suppose he can be good. But I'm going to take the Chargers at home minus 3. I think they will win by 3. Mike?
I'm going to go with Chargers as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing, too. It's like, I don't know. I think I don't want Miami to win because they're in the Jets division, so that's a problem, too. So maybe thinking with my heart, not my head. Nick?
I want the Dolphins to win because we're in the Jets division, so I will go with the Dolphins.
I hate you. And and what's everybody else picking over there, Mike?
Looks like Chargers.
Looks like Chargers. Then, of course, I mean, I'm going to this game on Sunday night. Sunday Night Football. The Dallas Cowboys, who've won like 12 in a row over the Giants, playing at the Meadowlands, right where I am right now. And the Cowboys are favored by 3.5. I'll tell you, that half, I would normally just take. You know what? I am going to take the Giants. I'm going to take the Giants. I'm going to take that hook. And I think the Giants might win this game. I don't know where Dallas is this year. Mike, what do you think?
I'm going to go with Dallas.
Yeah, you have to. You're a Texas boy. I know that's not your team, I'm just saying. Nick, what do you think?
I think Mike's right. I think Dallas is going to be better than I want them to be. I think they have a lot of weapons. But I'm going to go with Dallas.
And what is the audience saying, Mike?
They're saying Giants.
Saying the Giants. And finally, the game I've been waiting since February for, when there was an inkling of perhaps the beautiful, handsome, amazing New Yorker, Aaron Rodgers, coming to the Jets. Oh, this is it. I can't believe it's finally coming. Monday Night Football, Chris Murphy's birthday. I'll be at Scruffy Duffy's if you need me. Very excited. I'm totally taking the Jets all the way. I have no problem with this pick, and I'm hoping for the best. I've been watching Hard Knocks all season. I've never been more excited for a season my whole life. Mike?
I'm going to say Bills.
I hate you.
Just be different.
Uh-huh. And Nick, what do you think? You're going Bills, right? You hate the Jets.
I hate the Jets, but I'm going with the Jets. I want to have a good record this year.
Well, remember, the Jets are playing your Chiefs in, I believe, week 4 or 5. That ought to be entertaining. And what is the audience saying? I see different ones. I see a lot of Bills.
Bills by, I think, 1.
All right. We'll take the Bills for the audience. That's fine. And those are the week 1 picks. The top 5 Comedy Cellar Nightly Show. Top 5. All right. Nice. Well done. That was super fun. I cannot even tell you how excited I am, Nick. Thank you so much for coming in just to make our first round of picks, get this football season started. And it was very kind of you to come in while you're in Minnesota with your family. You are a good friend.
Yeah, I feel I'm at home again, and I feel comfortable in this position. And you're always welcome. And whoop-de-doo.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, and I will see you when you get back to town.
All right. See you, Mike. See you.
All right. Good luck Thursday.
See you, Nick.
Bye-bye.
Nick Griffin, everybody. He will be at the Cellar, Comedy Cellar, right here in New York City this weekend. And let me tell you, you want to see Nick because he's awesome. I hope you've watched his special on YouTube. It's really terrific. And so somebody a week late said I watched Nick's special. It was great. Yep. Anonymous watched it. It was great. Who won last year? We said that last year. I think I won.
I think you did.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I won. So that's great. I can't wait. I'm like really excited about it. I can't handle it. Oh, that was so nice. All right, why don't we try our new scroll with the slides? You ready, Mike?
Alrighty.
All right.
Are we ready?
All righty. Well, it makes it exciting. Well, I thought that was pretty good, Mike. If the audience doesn't seem to like it, well, that's their problem. It's fucking brilliant. I don't see anybody else doing anything like that on their podcast. So we put a lot of time and effort into this show, and actually, I actually know that you guys do appreciate it. So, hopefully, hopefully you liked our opening, because get ready. It's going to be here forever, or at least until the end of the year, and then maybe we'll change it up. But for now, let's do what we do on Tuesdays and take a look at some of the pictures and news items and have a lot of fun. This is the 60th annual or 60th anniversary of the March on Washington, and I like this because that's right here. I don't know if you can see my cursor, Sacha Baron Cohen. and
Oh,
that just made me so happy, right?
yeah.
So, yeah, okay. Everybody said they liked the thing. Thank God. I was like waiting. Maybe I was like, was it delayed? I think that's hilarious. Mushy Mike as the mayor of Amityville or whatever it's called in the Jaws. Come on.
That beach was safe.
Oh. Here's one of those migrants, like not for nothing. They seem to have jackets and they have a couple of bags. Nobody thinks to bring wire cutters when they're coming. Number one. Number two, I mean, you feel horrible for this poor kid. I mean, I don't know how that woman. Oh, I guess she's sitting on her jacket. They really don't want you in this country. You can't. You're not getting the message. But the reason why this made me laugh is because all I could think about was this scene from Private Benjamin, where this is a hilarious scene, where this is a very sad statement on what's going on in our two countries and at the border. And this is a hilarious statement of what can happen when you join the army by accident, being drunk one day. So nothing. All right. This is a bunch of first grade students in China. And the only reason I point it out is because this is the actual size of my class that I teach on Thursdays.
Oh my God.
No, I'm kidding.
No. But what that is first grade students in China?
Yeah. I don't think it's a regular class. I think it's special, but China, that's why they have to, you can only have 2 kids. Maybe they got something there. I don't know. But I only then I feel bad. I was upset because I only had 11 kids in my class. Now I'm like, maybe that's not so horrible. Meanwhile,
Grading papers takes forever.
What?
Grading papers must take forever.
Yeah, I know. Right? And then this is a North Carolina professor was killed.
1 second. You do roll call and the day's already over.
It's like that Star Wars thing we were talking about. I guess I was talking about it in my class, right? When in episode 2 or episode 1, where they're just taking roll call for like a half an hour, and they made fun of it on The Simpsons.
Yeah. Come to the front of the class, and now the day is done.
A professor got killed by a graduate student here in North Carolina, and they had like a little vigil for him. I only brought this up because I'm kind of hoping this will happen to me if a student kills me, which will eventually happen. I want everybody to do this. I'm just saying. I want people to take it seriously. And then I want super hot girls like this yelling at people for gun safety. This is what I want. That girl's so pretty. And she's really in that guy's face. If I was him, I'd be like, well, if you're going to kiss me, I mean, just get it over with. You're so angry. Can you imagine if he was just like, God, you're so pretty when you're angry? Oh, that would just make her even more angry. But this is because there was another school shooting in Nashville. I think, she probably has a kid that goes there. I mean, I didn't even hear about this. This is how bad it is. So many school shootings. We don't even hear about them anymore. It's so fucked up. And here's another hot girl protesting in South Korea at the Japanese embassy for release of radioactive water. And they're all protesting for very good reasons. But I like that now it's all hot girls protesting. I find that very attractive. And if I was a senator or governor, I would pretty much do whatever they asked me to do. I'm kind of a sucker that way. And speaking of hot girls, do you know what this is? This is a women's volleyball game in Nebraska. You might have seen it on the news. They had a world record, 92,000 people in the University of Nebraska, where they normally play football, for a women's volleyball game. And from what I understand, and you're sitting there going like, how can this be? I mean, women's volleyball is okay. We like it during the Olympics, but you say, but apparently there's like a whole bunch of gambling going on.
Oh, nice.
Like it's a whole nother thing. But here's the weird part. Well, actually, this isn't the weird part. For me, this is why it's popular. They're so hot. It's fantastic. I'm like, well, you know what? I'll go see that game. I mean, here's the ones from even 2 years ago. They know how to pose for a picture and bring the entertainment in. I got to second guess this women's volleyball. And again, speaking of hot girls, this is a really pretty girl doing the newest sport, which isn't really a sport, but a TikTok thing called death diving. I think it came out of Sweden or something. And what it is you do these crazy dives. It is not an Olympic sport, and what you have to do is put your arms out like this, totally flat, and then curl up into a cannonball when you hit. You're not supposed to land like that because that'll kill you, which is why I guess they call it death diving. Yeah, it's pretty fucked. Like, I don't know what she's doing, but it's hot. And then the girl that won the champion is really pretty. I mean, now I got to take up death diving. I got to see where I can watch that on TV. And when I say TV, I mean an actual TV. I'm an old man. I don't watch on my phone or computer. I watch on a TV. So if they don't have death diving, like in the wild world of sports, I'm not going to. I love all these pretty girls doing all this stuff. It's fantastic, right, Mike?
Yeah, she's a car crash enthusiast, but that's not legal. So,
and speaking of hot girls, here's a really pretty girl. I've seen a picture of her when she's not acting like this. Nanami Seven Seas Nagura. She is the world air guitar champion. I am
sorry.
Have the competition in Finland every year, and this is her second championship. The first one she won was in 2017 or 2018, and like the year that she won before that, she was dressed as Cinderella. So you got to appreciate the fun, but you also got to like not respect, because this is who should have won, and this is who did win in 2017. He's from Staten Island, and this makes sense. I mean, he's obviously an idiot. He looks like the Flash. But yeah, and his name is the best. Matt Aristotle Burns. From Staten Island, the home of Pete Davidson and everyone else who would, go to the air guitar finals as well. I don't know how many girls you're going to meet at the air guitar finals. I just don't know. I mean, I know that this girl, is kind of pretty, but my guess is she doesn't have any other competition. But who knows? It's a different world. So this, as you know, is bothering me. It is the Notting Hill Carnival. Now, as you all know, Notting Hill, one of my favorite movies of all time. And I've been to Notting Hill in London. Duh. I'm going to London. I'm not going to Notting Hill. What are you, nuts? And Notting Hill is a very small section of town. And, if I lived there, if I lived where Hugh Grant lived in that blue door and stuff, how angry would I be that there's a carnival? You know me. I mean, this fucking sucks. And here's the worst part. This next photo. Day 2. You want to piss off Dave Juskow and possibly break him to where he may shoot up a crowd. Just put in. Now on day 2. Oh my God.
You can't get behind that day too. That seems like it's like made for you.
Well, this actually does. This doesn't look bad, but it ain't all this. But this is what Notting Hill and Portobello Road, as he says in the movie, usually looks like. So to put more people in there sounds awful, especially if you lived there. This would be horrible, and that's on a given weekday.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a scene from the actual movie. That's Hugh Grant right there, walking down the street, and they all have these, markets and cellars, and they have to move all this for the carnival, which means all these people don't get to, have their livelihood moved and changed. So obviously, I hate that. And here Hugh Grant is just moseying along at the end of that amazing scene where the seasons change, and he's like do 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 do. And remember, this lady at the beginning holding the baby is at the beginning where she's pregnant, and then that's the end of the change season. He's like do do do, what a beautiful day, and then all of a sudden behind him is all these crazy people. And I'm just telling you, Fucking A. They just won't give up. People love goddamn parades and carnivals, and I just will never understand. Here's a couple of douchebags that are U.S. sprinters, and they are colliding because they won and they're celebrating, and then they fell.
Yeah.
And the reason this is so stupid and these people suck is because that is what happened to the Mets this year when this idiot, Edwin Diaz, ruined the entire season by celebrating at that stupid World Baseball League, and he hurt himself for the entire season from the celebration. Ugh. It's like people are getting injured while they're celebrating. You have to be kidding. And this happened last week to one of the Atlanta Braves while they were playing in Colorado. Two people ran out, and they just, I don't think they wanted to hurt the guy, but they really fucked. Like the guy in the bottom was one of the guys that ran out, and Ron Acuna Jr. was walking backwards. Like they did the bit that me and Chris Murphy have been doing every year where you're, push somebody over you and you're on your, on all fours so they'll flip over. But it's so awful. This guy looks so crazy, that guy, but I think he just wanted an autograph. But the Colorado security completely fucked up. They also had another guy going out, and I think it was a boy, maybe even one of their sons, and he was smart enough to go back in, even though he's in trouble. He's like, you know what, this doesn't look like it's going to end well. But that's a scary moment if you're just an outfielder and security isn't fast enough. So that's pretty bad. There's Simone Biles. She's at it again. I hope she's not going to let us down like she did 4 years ago with her stupid twisties.
At it again, like their dumb gymnastic shenanigans. Like, what was at it again?
Well, it's just funny when you see that picture, and we know how pretty cool she is. You look at this, her face, and then, when she talks about the twisties, something we don't understand, but now we do.
Uh-huh.
I mean, look how she has to concentrate. And I guess that's the thing. If you've lost your way and you are not concentrating, look how serious she is, where I think we showed like 4 years ago, you could see there was a difference. You'll just die.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. Thank God she's up for it again, because, makes it exciting. Everybody loves girls gymnastics, but I feel bad for the girls who don't want her there. They're like, oh, it's like when Michael Jordan said, well, I'll come back for one more year. Oh,
I don't think his team was that mad about that one.
No. Well, maybe Scottie Pippen was, because he turned out to be kind of a dick. So whatever. Meanwhile, what is this? The International Blind Sports Federation. Are you kidding? What? Bow and arrow work? No. That's,
I love that.
I mean,
this is a Leslie Nielsen movie come to life.
Right, exactly. It's you're so right. It is just so funny because you're like, okay, if there's having a blind sports thing is terrific, but this just doesn't seem like the one. Well, let's, this and the axe throwing competition, I think we'll just skip.
I'm gonna skip this. I'm gonna go to the legless frisbee catch with the
This just seems like one you don't want to judge or be anywhere in the vicinity of. It's really weird. This is the World Bog Snorkeling Championships in Wales. And this is for real, like,
what's Jim Norton doing there?
They have such strange things, championships for. This is what they have to go through. All this sludge and what they call, I guess, moss on the bottom, and they have to try and walk. You cannot swim. You have to walk through it. And, and it takes a minute or whatever. This is the championships. Can you imagine? This would be the worst day of my life. And I thought the parade was bad if I had to walk through this and not be wearing a complete wetsuit. I don't want any of my body touching this water.
Yeah.
Ugh. And I definitely do not want that frog sitting on my head. That would be it for me. I'm done. This is a firefighter running away from one of those wildfires in Greece, which is not a good photo, but the way he's running,
he swears he didn't start.
It just seems right. It's like right out of a movie, right? It's like, let's get
Guys,
out
you're
of
going to
here.
hear a lot of things about this fire in my cigarettes, but I'm going to tell you right now.
It just looks like he's running from an explosion. This is,
The whole town's gone.
Oh my. And this is the Chemical Brothers in Paris. I don't know what the hell they're projecting there. It looks a little like Fred Armisen. But what it really looked like to me, Mike, was, I don't know if anybody gets this reference, the guy from Time Bandits.
Yeah.
The evil genius from Time Bandits, who, as we all know, was the evil guy from Titanic, who, as we all know, was the evil guy from Time After Time. I don't think the guy's ever played any other role except
how come
evil.
we're not combining both those movies and making it Time-tanic?
Time-tanic. Nice. I know what he's saying there, too. I know this movie so well, I'll probably be teaching it as well. He goes, wait, what does he say? I'm afraid it's checkmate and you've lost again, my friend. Something I'm afraid it's checkmate and you've lost again, HG. And of course, as you know, which I brought up in class, this is Mary Steenburgen. She goes time traveling with H.G. Wells at the end of this movie, and then she goes time traveling with Christopher Lloyd in the end of Back to the Future 3. I don't know why they keep using Mary Steenburgen as the time traveling person who travels with all these scientists, but that's what they've decided to do in Hollywood. There's no one else.
Because she has 1800s face.
I guess she does. She really does, doesn't she? Like, this is when she was young. This is in 1979. Yeah. She actually looks better now, I think.
Yeah.
Anonymous said she met Mary Steenburgen and Ted Danson in New Hampshire. That's a great couple. Great couple. Yep. And just this is
and a pretty lady.
Say again?
A caveman and a pretty lady.
Ted Danson?
Ted Danson does look like the hottest caveman in the world.
I mean, you're nuts. Ted Danson's so hot. I love Ted Danson, and I won't hear anybody talk ill about him. He's so brilliant on Cheers. This is why I like Michael J. Fox. He'll never be more brilliant than in Family Ties. God, he was good. Anyway, this is the Blue Moon that was this week, which I got to see a couple times actually here in New York City. I mean, not like this. This is in, I don't know where this was. This might have been in Arizona, Ange. But, someday I'd like to be in a place where that's a thing. Not just New York City, where I can kind of look out my window and see the moon and, of course, play the Arthur theme in my head. But that looks like it's right out of fucking Star Wars. Yeah, Anonymous just did the thing from Arthur. Blue Moon. You saw you standing alone with other. If you knew Susie, if I know Susie, oh, I need a drink. Thank you. Super Blue Moon. And did you get to see it? I think that was in Arizona. Mike, are you ever in a place where you can see like stars and stuff?
Yeah, in Texas.
Well, so if I said to you, the stars at night are big and bright.
Clap, 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 deep in the heart of Texas.
Okay, I was just checking. You're not really from Texas, and then I give you that, because don't they do that in Pee-wee's Big Adventure? That's how they test you. No, I really am in Texas, Dot. Oh, that's right. He's on the phone. No, I really am in Texas. See, the stars at night are big, and he holds up the phone. Deep in the heart of Texas. Oh man, that show rules. That's why I put a picture of me and Pee-wee in there.
Yeah. Well, look at this though, real quick about that last point. There's a very defined shadow over his eyes.
What are you talking about? He's amazing.
I didn't say he wasn't. I'm just saying
you hate Ted Danson for some reason. Why is he
has a caveman's forehead, and he makes it work, which is even more of a testament to his good looks.
I guess.
That he has He has Neolithic eyes, but he's still kind of hot. So.
I guess. We'll see. I don't know. Don't make fun of Ted Danson on this show. Let me tell you something. I'm not doing this show unless I get Ted Danson money. You understand that? I cannot live knowing Ted Danson makes more money than I do. Anyway, I think that's our show for tonight. It's no big deal if we end a little early, right?
Sure.
We've covered everything we need to cover. I'm really thrilled to be back. I missed everybody. It's so nice to see everybody again. I can't even believe we were able to make football picks and it's back. I think making 5 was completely the right way to go. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, it's not too boring and stuff. And then, but we will compile the full list this year anyway. And, so we have a full true winner. And I guess that's about it. It turns out for the next 2 weeks, we will be virtual. But now that we don't have my horrible background, which I felt was like, when you're at the studio and it's all nice and professional. And then like every other week, it's like boxes, things that need a paint job. At least we have new background. We got a new set. So I think virtual will be fun. And we're going to be doing that for the next 3 weeks. And then we'll be back in the studio at the end of September after the high holidays. And then, I don't know. And then I think Mike and I are traveling or something. I don't know. But we always make it work. And so, yeah, next week away, if you listen to the Billy Joel podcast this week, you will hear Where's the Orchestra, which is a really unbelievable, underrated, beautiful Billy Joel song that I never appreciated. You have to grow up to appreciate it. It's really good. And Mike, are you going to be performing anywhere this week?
This week I'll be doing a show, storytelling show for NPR.
A what?
Texas. It's like a storytelling thing to do. Just for
storytelling. The way you said you that's a hard. You started out horribly for this thing because you're like you didn't.
It's been a lot more work than I thought it was going to be for no money, but but it's fun. I'll be in Austin for some shows over the next couple of weeks. Then I'll be at Skankfest.
Skankfest, right? You're going to Vegas. Nice. Well, I'll just be here, and obviously I have my class I'm teaching and everything. So for the next few weeks, got to stay in town. But I don't mind. It's football season. It's going to be super fun. So everybody, what, Mike?
This Thursday, Retrospective Promenade, we're doing Street Fighter the movie. So the one with Van Damme, not with Sonny Chiba.
What year did that come out? In the 90s, right?
Yeah, it is the most fun bad movie that we've watched in a while.
All right, good. So yes, that's our show for this week. Next week, again, if you're in this chat room, send us some photos of what you're doing over the week, and if you don't mind us showing. I love to know what everybody's up to in the fall, and I really do like to know what everybody's up to and what they're doing. So if you always want to send it to what is it? The Comedy Cellar email, Mike, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Comedy Cellar Stream at
gmail.com. Stream at Gmail. Send some pictures our way so we can see what you guys are up to. And yeah, we know Anonymous. But otherwise, everyone else who's normal. That is our show for this week. I already said that, but I just hope everybody has a great week. I loved bringing this show to you, and I can't wait for next Tuesday. So have a wonderful, almost fall week, everybody, and enjoy football. We'll see you next time on the Comedy Cellar Nightly Show. Good night.